It's Walt at Lollapalooza 2014, and I'm hanging out with some hometown fellas, Gemini Club. Guys, what's going on? Welcome. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
Man, so how does it feel to be playing this iconic festival in your hometown? I mean, it's been going on for 10 years here in Chicago, and now you guys are playing it.
It's a dream come true. You know, I think anybody who plays music aspires to play this, and having us from Chicago, it's even sweeter.
Yeah, it's in your backyard. It's just it's a great feeling. We've been playing Sparklers a bit on Queued Up.
Thank you.
Great response for that, and it's been a while since that song actually came out. It came out in 2012, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, what have you guys been working on since then? Is there?
Well, we've been touring a ton, and we went on tour with the Sounds,
Right.
and basically have been working and playing with bigger bands, getting in front of audiences, and really focusing on our live show and getting out there. You know, when we put out that record, we were mainly in Chicago and kind of like climbed to the top of that pile.
Right.
And then you kind of start all over, and been hitting the road.
It's just interesting because you mentioned that. I used to be in the band Stabbing Westward, and coming out of Chicago as well, but I never felt like we were part of the scene. I mean, so it was always a very odd thing. I mean, yeah, we were a Chicago band, but never felt a part of that. How has it been for you guys climbing out of Chicago, being an electronic band?
There was a total scene. Like when we came out, like there was DJ nights and everybody's trying to do the same thing. And of those groups, Flosstradamus is doing really well, Hate Champ's doing really well, Midnight Conspiracy is doing well. So like everybody kind of came together, and there was definitely a scene there for a couple of years.
Right.
And that network is still in place. But yeah, you're right. Chicago music scenes are
clicky.
Are clicky, kind of fickle. But
yeah,
I mean, we couldn't have come out at a better time for Chicago music. I know that.
And I know that Chicago still has a very vibrant and very healthy music scene right now, and you guys are a part of that, of course.
Yeah.
Sparklers was in the Watchdog video,
Yeah.
the video game. How did that come about?
That was, it takes place in Chicago. They wanted to use some Chicago bands, and it was nuts. Once the game was released, I mean, talk about seeing the needle move. It was just like we have a music video for it on YouTube, and it's like it went skyrocketed, and yeah, it's been really cool. People in like the comments here because of Watch Dogs here, and like
That's awesome. Because you guys are really smart about this, because the music industry has evolved, and it's very different today than it was 5 years ago or 10 years ago. You find these new vehicles, new ways to expose your music, because that's really what it's about, is just being, like you said, playing all of these shows, being in a video game, and you guys seem to be really good at that. Is that by design? Do you guys think about that stuff when you put together, map out what's coming up?
Well, Sparklers got a second life because of Red Bull Sound Select. And we put out a new video, and we had it remixed by Mark Needham.
Okay.
And we never released it as a single off our record, and it just kind of took off. It's been taken off its own. We've been getting radio play, and it just kind of goes to show you. I mean, that happens to people sometimes. Like you just slowly start getting discovered, especially since we hadn't really toured on it.
Right.
So we weren't like, once we started touring, people were like, just because the song is a few years old doesn't mean it still isn't relevant.
Absolutely.
It's not like we're making dubstep. Sorry.
No offense.
It's crazy because there's so many different avenues now for people to hear your music or get into your band. And to go along with what you were saying, it's we're just trying to recognize the opportunities and not mess it up.
No.
And I think we've really capitalized on that. And I think that's the big difference. It's like once you get the opportunities, having the right people in place, taking it seriously, and making it the best you can.
So what's next? So I mean, you've been playing shows,
Been touring a lot.
So I mean, there has to be a point now where it's like, all right, we have got to start working on the next project.
I'll tell you this: we just started playing the festivals. We've been in the studio. We've written about 50 new demos since December. The reason they're not out is we're really, like I said, we've been focused so much on the live show, and we really want to make it as good as it possibly can be. And I just don't see the point in like rushing out, or it's like people, record company people are like product, it's like
right.
I'm really, I want to grow our fan base, and you do that on the road,
Right.
And so that's been the focus. But yeah, we're playing 3 new songs now that will end up on a new record that I'm really proud of, and It's not because we haven't been writing and recording. It's just because we are waiting for the bigger breakthroughs.
Yeah.
Well,
we've been in the studio out in the Red Bull Studios, their headquarters
in LA.
and LA, and man, that place is beautiful.
Yeah.
We've been spending some time out there, been getting some really cool sounds. We have a lot of stuff put together. We're still honing in, but we definitely want to get some music out really soon.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the biggest goals right now.
Yeah.
Just because we're excited, we want people to hear it.
No, of course.
Just the last year has been about the live show.
Yeah.
You know, like
Well,
becoming a touring band.
They go hand in hand, you know. It's like once you have that, have that backbone, then you can go and take it into the studio and apply it to the new tunes.
Yeah,
and
right. I mean,
the live show's got to be a prerequisite these days.
It has to, and what, especially being an electronic band, I think that is a plus because you know anybody could, you know, they always downplay electronic bands because you can just hit play and you know what work are you doing, but when you have a great live show because it's the real deal.
Sure. And like one of the cool things Gordon and Dan, the other guy, do is they turn their boards out, their rigs out, so it's showing people
so you can
like,
see,
look,
right.
we're
like,
actually
I'm really doing
we're
stuff.
playing everything.
Like when we fuck up, when we mess up, it's like because we're doing this.
Yeah, it's live.
We embrace it.
Right.
You know.
I hear you.
Well, is a huge thing for us. It's been like that's one of the biggest things that we are really proud of is that we're completely transparent as a band and that we're showing what we do.
It's great.
Yeah, we're not trying to. Yeah, we're using those things to make things cooler.
They're just instruments. They're just tools of
Absolutely.
the trade. That's it. Dude, I'm the keyboard player from Stabbing Westward. I speak the same language. I know what you're saying.
Walt, ladies and gentlemen, Walt.
Guys, thanks for hanging out and have a great set here at Lollapalooza,
Yeah, we're
man.
excited.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Gemini
Thank you.
Club.